There we go. There we go. What's happening? My name is Scott. This is Stronger Yoga Academy. And today's class is called Squatter's Rights. That is my clever pun for the fact that you guys are going to do some squats. Okay? Squatters rights. Squatters rights. Squat. Did you get it? Okay. All right. If it's your first time here, I'm sorry. Let's have some fun. Yay! It's almost day. It is. It is. Thank you, Kelly. For those of you wondering why I seem to be talking to myself, I have my display over there that is showing comments as people check in for the live class. And yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Now, what does that mean in your world? Is it just something that you say? Because there's two things that I take really fucking seriously in life. It's a pinky promise and Taco Tuesday. Okay? So don't be joking about that. It's squat day. Even in yoga, there's a leg day. Step your feet nice and wide apart. Can't hear me again? Again? What's going wrong here? Yeah, I always know when there's a problem because from my computer I hear pop, pop, pop. That's the sound of people going, "We can't hear you." Which, it sucks, man. Can you guys hear me now? Live is tough. Okay, so I gotta start over. I was saying, it's Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. But people just say that. Hey, Taco Tuesday. I was saying that there's two things that I take completely seriously in life. It's a pinky promise and Taco Tuesday. I make tacos on Tuesday. You want to come over? I'm not fucking kidding. I've already shredded the cheese, okay? So don't joke about Taco Tuesday. I'm sorry you guys couldn't hear me earlier. I was saying today's class is called Squatter's Rights because look down at your legs right now and just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. Because it's leg day. It's Taco Tuesday and it's leg day. Step onto your mat, step your feet apart, turn your toes out, bend your knees one at a time, and do this with me. I'm getting weird looks from outside. But Billy's walking by. Billy is the great, big, fat, old dog that this lady in my neighborhood is always walking by about this time. And I don't know his name, but I call him Billy. And then turn to the back edge of your mat so you're looking at your right foot. Bend your right knee and place your left hand on the ground. I thought I'm more comfortable, and maybe you guys are too, with just going through some dynamic stretching. It seems to be a format that seems to work a little bit better. So turn to your left foot and place your right hand on the floor and just bounce. And if you don't know what that means, it just means you're just really moving organically and exploring. Now, step right foot to left and arrive at the short edge of your mat that you would typically call the top of your mat. And then look down at your feet, point your toes straight forward, lift your left leg into the air, and your body might lean back and it might lean to the right. And it's hard to know that unless you're looking at a mirror or looking at the mirror sideways. But what you can do is pull your groin back and lift your heart up. And even though you're lifting your left knee, imagine your left knee is very light, but your left hip is very heavy. So sit that left glute down and unlock your right knee. And then draw your foot back, reach back across with your right hand, grab your left foot, and hinge forward. Place your left palm on your right knee and lift your left knee up. And then rise back up. Grab a hold of your left shin and lift it away from the floor and pull it towards your body. And again, stick out your butt. I had a really frightening morning. My eyes popped open. Immediately I knew. Like you would know, like, there's somebody in the house, right? Like you know. My eyes popped open and I went, oh no, I ran out of coffee yesterday. Step your left foot back and slowly slide your hands down your right leg. Two hands stacked like pancakes, sliding down your leg because of all that syrup, that gooey syrup. So it's about 10 a.m. on a Tuesday here in Denver, Colorado, and I haven't had breakfast and I haven't had coffee. That's probably pretty obvious. Press the heart forward. And then slide your hands back up and step forward. Let's do the other side. Lift your right leg, shall we? Point your toes down, pull your groin back, lift your heart up. Remember, the knee is light and it floats up, and the glute is heavy. Left knee unlocks, the groin holds back, and just standing on this left leg is how we start to wake up and provide stabilization to the body. Even if I'm going for a walk, which is typically one of the first things I do, I'll always do this first. Now draw your right foot back, bring it across, capture your foot, and hinge forward. Place right palm on left kneecap. Bend left knee, so you're pushing your knee into your hand. Lift your right knee up while you hold your heel as close to your tailbone as you can by pulling with the left arm. And rise back up. Grab a hold of your shin and lift it away from the ground. While we're just doing this, I want to again say a heartfelt thank you to all of our members and sponsors and donors, the people that are providing some income for Stronger Yoga while we're closed. If you haven't done that, I still love you. Keep watching. This yoga is not hidden behind a paywall because I want it for everyone. Step your right foot back, place your hands on your left thigh, and just slide them down. And not only have you guys been providing donations and buying monthly recurring memberships of online yoga, but you've been sending me the nicest notes. So thank you guys very, 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 very much from the bottom of my heart. And slide your hand back up and step to the top. Reach forward and squat down. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Rise up. Do it again. Reach forward and squat down. And rise up. Let's do one more. Squat down. Lift your heels. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Can I switch cameras in a squat with my heels up? Yes, I can. Yes. Slowly rise. Reach up. Join the palms, lower the heels, and bow. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step it back. Lower the left knee, press your chest forward. Exhale, pull the hips back, push into the right heel. Come forward. Draw your right foot back, plant it or keep it lifted. Touch your chest to the floor. Push up, press back, lift your right leg. As you exhale, step forward. Reach your right hand up. Reach down, step to the top, and rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Lift your right leg into the air. Exhale, step it back. Bring your knee to the floor, press your chest to your shirt, breathe in. Pull your hips back and push through your left heel to ignite your left quad. Come forward. Step back, touch your chest to the floor, push up, press back. Lift the left leg and breathe in. Step forward and breathe out. Reach your left hand up, inhale. Reach down, step to the top. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Let's do another set. Lift your left leg, breathe in. Exhale, step back. Knee down, chest forward, breathe in. Pull the hips back and push through the heel. Come forward, breathe in. Step back, touch your chest to the floor, breathe out. Push up, breathe in. Press back, lift the right leg, breathe out. And step forward. Reach your right hand up, inhale. Reach down, step to the top. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Left leg lifts. Excuse me, right leg. Lift your right leg, please. Exhale, step back. Knee down, chest forward. Pull the hips back and push through the heel. Come forward, breathe in. Left foot goes back. Touch the chest. Inhale, push. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, step. Left hand high, breathe in. Reach down, step forward. Rise up, inhale. One more set. Exhale, fold. Left leg lifts. Exhale it back. Knee down, chest forward. Pull the hips back, push through the heel. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower your chest. Push up. Press back. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step. Reach your right hand high. Reach down, step forward, exhale. Rise up, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step back. Inhale, knee down, chest forward. Exhale, hips back. Drive through heel. Come forward. Step back. Chest to the floor. Push up. Press back. Lift the left leg, breathe in. Step forward, breathe out. Reach your left hand high. Reach down, step to the top. And rise all the way up. Don't you feel good now? You're thinking to yourself, I feel great, man. Woo, yoga's awesome. Let's go get a mimosa. You would be like most people in the population that would opt for that given the opportunity, right? Because that, honest to God, that's 90% of it. It's just moving. It's just moving, reminding your body what it does. But to make it stronger, that's something else entirely. So normally, we would just do this. We'd squat down and reach forward. A zombie shitting in the woods. Right? But what we're going to do is start to load one leg more than another, like an 80-20, some people would call it. So we're just going to slide right foot to the right edge. You're going to slide left foot to left edge. And then if you were to draw a line at your heels going across your mat, slide your left foot behind that. Or step your left foot back exactly one footprint, okay? Now, if you lift the left heel And as though you're about to take your left foot off of the floor, but you keep the ball, you keep the stability, you keep contact with the floor. So I want you to think of your left foot on the floor as going into a swimming pool to see how, cool the water is, right? But you're not going to put weight on it. But it's there if your right leg needs it, all right? Does that make sense? Now just go hands to your hips, and you're going to squat down on your right leg. But again, the goal is to keep as much weight off of the left as possible, but use it to keep you from falling over. Rise up, squat down. Rise up and squat down. Very little weight in the ball of your left foot. Very little weight. Up and down. Now, go down and hold, and lift that left foot. Bring left knee to right, and then step back. Tap the floor. Bring your knee back to your knee. Tap the floor to your left. Bring your knee back to your knee. Tap in front of you. Bring your knee back to your knee. Send it back. Tap. Bring it in and out. Tap. Bring it in and forward, tap. Bring it back, tap. Bring it out, tap. Bring it forward, tap, step, and cross. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now lift your right knee as you squat onto your left leg. Oh, it's ecstasy, right? It's agony. That right butt cheek stretching out of all that contraction. So what we're doing is taking a squat, which would typically put a high demand on your quads, and we're putting it on the glute. I thought you said it was leg day. Sounds like it's butt day. Yeah. If you want to go there, it's butt day. Slide your left foot to the left edge, right foot to the right edge. Slide it back about 1 footprint, and you're more or less there. Honestly, if you just took your foot and stepped back and to the right a little bit, I'm just trying to get us all pretty much on the same page, or the same mat as it were. As little weight as possible. Just use it to keep you from falling over, so that you could legally claim you were standing on 2 feet, all right? But barely. Squat down and rise. Squat, rise. Make sure when you bend that knee, your butt goes back. Down, up. No more weight in your right foot than you have to. You're trying to overload this left leg. So my performance-enhancing drug when I went for a walk this morning was the Lust for Life album by Iggy. And I hadn't heard Success in a while. Y'all need to go back. Now, pause in your squat and slide right foot in and back. And then lift the foot, bring knee to knee, tap out to the right, knee to knee, tap in front of you, knee to knee, tap behind you, knee to knee, tap to the right, knee to knee, tap in front, knee to knee, tap the back, knee to knee, tap to the right, knee to knee, tap to the front, and step to the right foot and cross. And then begin to slowly, you notice how your body's like, no, don't do it. Don't stretch right now. Do it. Push it, do it. Oh. It's like when you get a splinter in your finger and then you just run your other finger over it and just make it more painful. Ow. Just take it out. Get some tweezers and pull that pain out of my butt cheek. So I was saying, Iggy Pop, listen to Success. Because having heard it for the first time in years, I'm reminded it's very zen. Now, lift that left knee and step back. Reach both hands up. Anjaneyasana. I won't sing you the whole song. No one would want that. Not even a little bit. But the song goes, here comes success over my hill. And in my mind's eye, I imagine walking up a hill, climbing something to ascend to get to something you want. And as a lot of positive psychology would state, when you head towards what you want, it heads towards you too. Make sure there's weight in your right heel. Close your eyes, lift your left heel. Right heel down, left heel up. And it's hard to balance with your eyes closed. But if you can, close your eyes so that you can feel that right glute. Reach down, lower the left knee, and pull the hips back into that pose we already practiced for. Now, your hip flexor opposes your glute in many ways. So slide yourself back until you're on the ball of your left foot, left knee lifted. Lift your right leg. Spread your toes. And see if you can take your hands off the floor for a moment. And release. Now come forward. We're going to lower the knee, lift the butt off of the back heel. Right leg is still straight. And then hinge forward. You can place your hands on your shin. If hands on the floor is going to round your back. Remember, your back rounding when you bring your hamstring and your posterior into tension. It wants to release the tension somewhere. You think of it as like a bunch of pipes on a wall. And when you turn a dial, steam starts popping out because you're increasing pressure, right? So when your right leg is straight and you try to go forward, your spine says, nope, give up to that tension. So keep pressing your collarbones against your shirt. Spread your toes and push your heel down and try to drag it backwards. So what we do is we push into tension. Release. Now, coming forward into a low lunge, left knee down. You can bring your right foot out to the right if you want for a little bit and grab the left foot. Drag your left knee forward to take the pressure off your kneecap. Pull your heel towards your tailbone. Release. We're going to do one more thing. Plant your hands and step your right knee back next to your left so you're in a tabletop. And then step left knee to the center and step right knee over left calf. So you have, in effect, crossed your legs, okay? And your left thigh is on top of your right. Then let your feet slide out as you walk your hands back into a seat with left knee stacked over right. And then just try to keep your knees stacked as best you can, pushing knees on top of each other and leaning forward. Release. Here comes success over my hill, which implies climb your hill. Don't climb somebody else's hill, because that's where your success is going to meet you, is on your hill. Now, I can't come forward. I'm over 50 now, so I have in effect fallen down and I can't get up, or sat down and I can't get up. Ugh. I'm just fucking around. But it could be difficult depending on your body. Now, we're going to step the knees back into their proper position, lift the knees, press the heart back, and here we are. Lift your right leg up, step your right foot forward, reach both hands up into the air. What we did was we gave our right leg and glute a break so that it didn't go to failure. We want fatigue, we want work, but if a muscle fails, then everything else just tries to pull that muscle's load, right? Reach your hands over the top edge of your space, bend your right knee, and lift your left big toe 1 inch. But it's still low. It's like ballast. Your left leg is like ballast. Lift your right heel. And rise up, step onto that right foot, and lift your right knee in front of you. Pull your knee up to your nipple. And the work begins again. Take your right foot and step all the way back and reach up into your lunge. We're going to hold this lunge till dinner time. Lifting the right heel, putting a little bit more weight in the left heel, and then closing your eyes. And letting your body pass through that freak out moment of no longer being able to rely on the ocular system for balance and having to rely on proprioception. Feeling where your body is in space, understanding the difference between the feeling of your body moving and the space around you moving. That's what your body's trying to figure out now that it can no longer see. Take one more breath. Whoa. Let's take those hands down. Right knee down. Pull the hips back. And then keep going. Lift the right knee up. Lift the left foot up. Spread your toes so you're active through your entire left leg. And take your hands off the floor. Don't hold your breath. You have to move your breath to allow your body the freedom to feel like it can flow. That's what your breath provides you. So now we're going to come forward, left leg straight, right knee's under the hip. I'm going to go heart forward, not down and round. My spine is not going to surrender to this tension right here. It's a tug of war. And one side can easily just surrender. That's what your back is doing when it rounds. Imagine you're having a tug of war with somebody, right? You both are pulling on a rope, and you're leaning way back, and you're trying to pull. And then the other person lets go. You end up on your ass, and you're thinking, what a dick, right? So don't let your back be a dick. That you heard that here first, probably in history. Now release, and we're going to take left knee back to the right into a tabletop. Right knee steps to center, and the left knee is going to lift up and step over the right calf to the other side. And then we walk and draw our feet out and sit our hips down. And that may not have looked as gracefully as mine, or yours might have looked twice as graceful as mine. Graceful. Doesn't matter. Knees are stacked. Just press your heart towards your knees. Don't let your back be a dick. I'm going to write that down later. Of all the, that's, you know, you ever have one of those moments where you realize how old you are, and it's like, well, what have I really done in life? You know? Well, I was probably the first person in history to ever say, don't let your back be a dick. Beyond that, I don't know what I've done. Done a lot of yoga. I'm raising a pretty cool kid. Release. Oh. And then however you can get back, hands at the top of the mat, unwind the knees and lift them up. Let's reset right here, crouching cat or down dog. Press your heart to your feet. Lift your left leg up and step it forward. I'm just going to sing all my instructions now. Reach the hands up into the air and wave them like you do not care. Now lean forward. We're going to slowly bend the left knee enough and bring our weight forward enough over the left leg that we can lift the right big toe an inch. Now lift the collarbones, but keep your hips low. So fire those back muscles and lift the left heel high. When you lift your left heel, try to be aware if you're lifting your right foot too. Keep it low. And then rise. Step onto your left foot, then your right. Nicely done. Lift your left knee and pull it to your chest. So as I mentioned, the squat really loads the quads. Turn to the right edge of your mat, step your feet wide apart, unless we're doing more of like a sumo squat. So we can start to put more load on the glutes by turning the toes out. Feet are wide. And when we sit down, we're sitting down like a sumo wrestler. Like, can you imagine me, like, getting broken in half in 5 seconds if I stepped into that ring? Do I look imposing to anybody? Feet are wide, and when you rise up, and when you bend those knees again, you try to separate your knees. Don't try to point your feet, by the way, east and west. Just turn toes out to northwest and northeast, okay? And make sure that when your knees bend, you're trying to push your knees over your middle toe. In other words, when you squat down, if you look, you should be able to still see your big toe. And then rise up and squat down. Now, what we want to do is not straighten the legs at this point, because then this part here, this is the 80% that's easy, right? So let's start where it's difficult and sit down. Down here where we're feeling it. Here comes success over my hill. Sit down low. Lift the heels. And And try to create a little bit more separation at the knees. Release. Ooh, yeah. So what we've done is we've bilaterally fired those glutes. And we want to also work them unilaterally. Step your right foot back to the top. We're facing the short edge. Lift your left knee into the air. I almost went right. Did you see that? Lift your left knee into the air. There it is. Draw your left knee out. As you bow your chest, lift your left ankle so that your left shin is moving in the same plane as your spine. And then rise up and bring your knee in. Bring your knee out. Hinge forward. As you draw your heart forward, point your left big toe and lift your left ankle. Rise up. Bring your knee in. Last one. Knee out. Hips back. Lift the left ankle. Point the left big toe. Pull your chest forward. If you want to go further here, slide your right hand down your right leg. Bend your right knee. Keep pulling your groin to the back of your mat, pushing your butt against your pants, and touch your right big toe. Rise up. It gets worse, but not yet. Remember, we want to fatigue a muscle without bringing it to failure. Plant your left foot, lift your right knee. Right knee out. I'm going to go side cam so you can see that when I bow, my spine and my right shin move through the same plane. And when my spine comes upright again, my right shin is perpendicular to the earth again. Bring the knee in and bring it out. Bow the chest, lift the right ankle, point the right big toe, and come back to center. We always work on stability in stronger yoga, and that's not just doing a balancing pose, it's moving in balance. That's stability. Draw your right knee out and lift. Hold it here. And if you like, bend your left knee, slide your left fingers down your shin until you're touching your big toe. Groin back and rise up. Plant that foot. We're switching sides. Left knee is going to go behind right knee. So let's look at that from the front. So I'm hiding my left knee from you behind my right knee. And if I go to side cam, you can see that I'm going to slide it down and up. Sliding it down and up. Sliding it down, hold. Lift the right heel. Oh, that's impossibly hard. Try one more time. There it is. Release. Switch legs. Never skip leg day. Right knee hides behind the left. Not even in yoga. And then slide. Right knee down, calf. So you got to notice, are you just bowing the chest? Like you're standing before one of the great guitar gods, and you're Wayne from Wayne's World? Rise up. So don't be Wayne. Keep your chest lifted and make sure your right knee is sliding down your left calf. And then lift the left heel. And rise up. You're welcome, America. Step your feet wide apart. Slide your hands down. Walk your hands to your right. Grab a hold of your right ankle with your left hand. Reach up with your right hand. Bend your left knee. Can you put another centimeter between your right hand and your right heel? Push down and reach up. Release. Walk your hands left. Grab your left outer ankle with your right hand. Bend the right knee. Reach your left hand up. Push into left heel. Reach up with left hand. Push down, reach up. Release. And hands on knees. Rise up. We're going to do one more standing pose before we take it to the floor, yo. Garudasana. Reach your hands out. As your hands come across your chest, left arm under the right. Left arm under the right. Bend the elbows. If you can't wrap your forearms and bring palm into a golf clap, grab your opposite shoulders. Otherwise, sit down. Left leg wraps around the right. The toes reach for the back of the right calf, and they either get there or they don't. Don't spend more than 3 seconds trying to make that happen. You can always squeeze your outer ankles together. And then lift your elbows and pull them into your heart. Elbows away from your knees and then towards your heart. Release. Reach your hands out. Step your feet apart and let the blood return to full circulation, because we restrict a lot of blood flow in those poses, binding the knees and the legs and the arms. Step your feet in. Right arm under left. Braid your forearms, and if you can't golf clap, grab your opposite shoulder. That's your quickest litmus test. Sit down. Right leg wraps around the left. Lift the elbows and pull them into your heart. And release. Step your feet a little bit wide. Reach your hands out. Bend the knees slightly, stick out your butt. Lift your collarbones. How celebratory is this pose? Okay, so if you're having an ecstatic moment, I don't want to stop you, but if you can see this one, it looks like this. It's like, I crushed leg day. Bow forward and hands to the floor. Bend your right knee, sit all the way to your right heel. Right knee down. Right hand up. Slide left hand towards left foot, reach over. Release. Lift and change and sit to your left heel. Left knee down, right hand on the floor, left hand in the air. Slide right hand towards right foot. Keep pinning left armpit back as you reach over your right leg with your left hand. Release. Lift your butt. Turn to the top of your mat. Step back into tabletop. Knees to the floor. Nice work, guys. Slide left foot back. Slide right knee to the outside of your hand. And slide your ankle under your chest. Pigeon. Then you can continue to work left knee back. Make sure that you don't blob onto your left hip if your right hip is tight. If you have excessive mobility in your right hip, you might roll onto the right glute. Or it could be something in the knee. I mean, there's so many factors. There's so many muscles, so many bones, so many joints, and then you multiply all those things, and you get a pretty big number. But what I want you to do is just get your hip bones equidistant from the floor. Now, if you want to feel this stretch even more, come onto your hands, slide left knee forward, push down into the right foot and right knee, and just take your hands off the floor. And the muscles that are preventing you from dropping to the floor, when you pull your hips back and melt down, you'll feel that again. The body is host to more imbalances than we'll probably ever figure out. And the most obvious one is you can write really well with one hand, and 99.9% of the people can't write worth a damn with their other hand. And that's, your body's like that everywhere. You could be right-handed but left-hipped. You could be right big-toed. Come back onto your hands. And we're going to reach back one more time and pull that heel in. Release. Step back and switch. Slide left knee to the outside of left hand. And slide left foot forward as much as you can, and right knee back as much as you can. Take it down for just a moment. And measure off your hip bones to the floor. And try to make them even. Here comes success. Slide that right knee forward and see if you can bow and balance on your left shin from knee to big toe. And then melt back down again. Reach back and grab right foot with left hand. Pull heel towards tailbone. Release. Plant the hands. Crouching cat. Tabletop. Lower the knees. Step your knees a little bit wide and make sure your feet go wide too. Walk your hands forward. I want you to keep your butt above and between your knees. And connect your palms. Place your palms on the top of your head and place your forehead on the floor. Now create the feeling of trying to lift your elbows off of the floor. Now don't try too hard. Just notice what muscles begin to fire when you attempt to do that. Release. Back onto the hands. Step the knees in. Step the knees forward. Sit back, lie down on your backs, and cross left ankle over right thigh. Thread your left arm through your legs and hold your right hamstring or your right shin. Spread your left toes as you pull your right knee towards your chest. Don't pull your knee towards your chest if your shoulder blades and the back of your head are off of the floor. Release. Keep your ankle on your thigh, but plant your right foot. Arms reach out to your sides like a crucifix and lower your knees slowly to your left. If you want to stretch into the sides further here, try to press your right knee to the floor with your right leg, not your left leg. Just let your left leg remain limp and try to lower your right knee to the floor, and then right hand tries to slide above your head. So your thumb is moving away from the crown of your head. Right hand is reaching straight up if you were standing. And as you slide the right hand back, slide left ankle off of right knee. Lift both knees and cross right ankle over left thigh. Take left foot off of the floor, thread right arm through your legs, and then weave your fingers at your left hamstring or shin. If your shoulder blades and the back of your head are on the floor, then pull. If your hips are tight and your back is round, and especially if like trying to pull and rest your head means that your chin moves away from your chest and you slide from the back of the head to the top of the head, there's just too much tension there. Tension is a good thing, but it's all controlled as it's created and induced. Release your left leg, extend your arms out to your sides, lower the left foot, keep your right ankle on your thigh, lower your knees to your right. You can go completely limp here and you'll gain tremendous benefit. But you can make it active by trying to press your left knee down, bend your left elbow 90 degrees, and then try to slide your left hand across the floor, thumb away from the crown of the head. Sliding the left hand up as you try to press left knee down. Relax the left arm, and then slide the right ankle gently off the left thigh. Lift your knees. Center your hips on your mat. Bring your knees to your hands. Pull your knees towards your armpits. Push your knees together in front of your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Now you can lift the shoulder blades and the chin and curl into a ball. Now, would you be squeezing your legs together even if your arms weren't squeezing? So engage those inner thighs. And when you're ready, either stretch out into Shavasana or grab your hamstrings, cross the ankles, and rock yourself up into a seated position. With your eyes closed and your jaw relaxed, tap into gratitude for your practice today, for everything that your body gave you, and for everything your body couldn't and revealed that you need to work on. It's important to feel gratitude for that knowledge of where we can gain. Without feeling like you need to create better, more mindful breath. Just notice what your breath is doing without feeling a need to change it in any way. This practice is a gift we give to ourselves. And the gift, what we gain from doing yoga, is ironically what we give up, and that's time. And the faith part of yoga is having faith that we'll gain more time than the time it costs us to do it. If our yoga practice takes a year of a life, I hope it gives us 5, and I believe it does. That's my faith. Maybe 10. Who knows? But think of your practice as a goal that you're walking towards, and recognize that when you're walking towards it, when you're climbing that hill, success is walking towards you. Have a beautiful day, guys. Namaste.